Good evening. Welcome to the April 20th, 2017 edition of FRC Media News. I'm Donna Mata. Tonight, we have details about the apparent suicide of ex-Patriots player Aaron Hernandez. Take a look at Earth Day events scheduled for this coming Saturday, and we provide you information about how to help local startup businesses become successful enterprises. Will Richmond, digital news editor for the Fall River Herald News, is off today, so I am being joined this week by Herald Sports staff reporter Brian Fraga to talk about the top story of the week, which, as everyone knows, even if you're not a sports fan, is Aaron Hernandez. Welcome, Brian. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Donna. Good to be here.
I know you've done a wonderful job covering the Hernandez trial and also writing some fantastic articles for the paper. So why don't you just, first of all, give us a little background about the current situation, and we can move from there.
Sure, will do. So, a shocking bit of news that I think no one saw coming. Wednesday morning, just before 4 a.m. or so, Mr. Hernandez was found dead in his prison cell, the apparent victim of a suicide. And so the details are still kind of coming in on that. Some reports came in last night regarding a Bible, a verse of scripture that he had written on his forehead, as well as some possible on his jail cell wall. I think this really shocked everyone when the news hit very early Wednesday morning, and the Corrections Department and the Worcester County DA's office are still investigating this to kind of try to get a more complete picture as to what happened. But right now, I think this has really been the dominant news story, definitely, especially in the Boston sports scene.
Well, it's interesting, too, because nobody expected this to happen. There were no signs that he was distraught or depressed, apparently, so nobody was really keeping an eye out on him as much as you would if you thought somebody should be under a suicide watch. So they found him in a cell hanged. Is that correct in Shirley?
That's correct. He had apparently hanged himself with a bed sheet, and he was found hanging from a window in his cell. And this was very shocking, especially since just about less than a week ago, he was actually found not guilty of double murder charges in Boston. And those who saw some of the news coverage of that trial, he broke down in tears and really seemed to be moved, as the verdicts in that case came in. So on one hand, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would he take his own life just after having been found not guilty of this double murder charge? Of course, he was still serving a life sentence for his conviction in Bristol County for the Orton Lloyd murder, and that verdict came in just about 2 years ago now at the Fall River Justice Center. So there was still going to be sort of an uphill battle he was going to have to fight if he had any chance to be released.
Now, your article said that he may die an innocent man, however, and there's an archaic law that was put on, that's a Massachusetts law, that it may come into effect in this case, in the Hernandez case, which will make it difficult for the victims and their families in civil cases that they may have filed too. Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
Sure. So it's this principle that kind of goes back to the to when the state was still a English colony. It's abatement ab initio is the Latin term for it, and basically what it says is, someone who dies while their conviction is on appeal, technically, because they never had a chance to exercise their due process rights and challenge the conviction, that conviction then is basically vacated when they die. So for all intents and purposes, under the law, Mr. Hernandez will go to his jail not being guilty of first-degree murder, and it's almost as if that trial in Fall River never happened. Now, that has ramifications for the civil cases in the sense that the civil attorneys can't use evidence now that was established during those trials. He was put on for murder. Now, as it turns out, I actually did some more research today, and they've actually reached a summary judgment in the Bristol County wrongful death lawsuit. So that might not affect that case, but I would expect that it definitely will. It definitely could hurt the cases for the relatives of the two gentlemen who died in Boston in that double homicide.
That's right. I'd like to make it clear to the audience that when we talk about this law, the law translated means from the beginning, which means from the beginning in Hernandez's case, 2013, when he first went to trial. So it's an interesting story, and of course there'll be more information as it unfolds. So Brian, I do appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
All right, you have a good weekend now.
You too, Donna.
And we will have more details on the Aaron Hernandez trial as they become available, of course. And speaking about, well, sports, on the scene here is Keith Tebow with a look at local sports.
Happy to be joined, as we have been on a few occasions, to talk local high school and local Fall River area sports with Greg Sullivan. He's a sports reporter at the Herald News. Greg, thanks for joining us again. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks. I wasn't sure I was going to get a call back. I haven't been happy with my performances, but let's see how we work it out today.
Well, it has been a while. It hasn't been because of the performances, just because we've been busy with other things. But now we get you back in. We are in spring, finally in spring. The spring sports season is underway. Let's talk about the Fall River teams and how they're going to fare in some of the sports. Let's start with baseball. Let's start with Durfee baseball. How do they look? And the season's just started, so.
Yep, it just started, but with opening, they defeated Bridgewater Raynham, which is encouraging. So, you know, if they've got a few kids who can just get the ball over the plate, they have some veteran players. But, you know, except for very rare occasions, everyone says, we'll see about the pitching. It's like you really don't even know till mid-May.
Yeah.
But, you know, an encouraging beginning, and if I had a bet, would they make the playoffs? I say yes. There it is right now.
There you go. Even though we've got, what, month and a half left of the season.
Yes, that's it.
They're in the playoffs. They're going to make it. You mentioned about, you know, pitching, and it's almost the same type of thing, almost, in football. I mean, in pitching, you've got a number of pitchers, but in football, you've got the one quarterback, right? And it's always like, well, we'll see how the quarterback happens in high school. It's the same in baseball with high schools, right?
Yeah,
well, we'll see how, because you never know what you're going to get.
I tell you, keep the walks down and you catch the ball, you're going to go to the tournament.
That's it. That's pretty simple, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right, how about Conley and Diamond? How do they look?
Conley has a few pretty good. They don't have like a large team. Like, are you talking baseball or anything?
Baseball. We're still
Well, Conley has opened up with a pair of very one-sided wins. So, you know, they're in Division IV, and again, a few veteran players back. And if they have truly, from what it looks like, at least two quality pitchers, that's good news, man.
Right. And Diamond, how does Diamond look?
Diamond is always a threat, you know, to get in the tournament, and they opened up they rallied from a 6-0 deficit to beat Somerset Berkeley. So, and once again, it seems like they have a cycle where they have good players who are like sophomores and freshmen who are already contributing. So, you know, I think they'll do all right, and they've got a few good arms.
And back to Conley, this has been a big story locally. New head coach.
Yes.
For the baseball team, and again, starting off well, apparently.
Yeah, old Jay Furtado. We remember him, an athlete at Case, and then he was a Golden Helmet Award winner football at Bridgewater Raynham, and then he did some coaching, and so he's back, and he's a happy call-in so far with these two. I think like 11-0, 11-0, and 13-1 wins, and best pitchers, no earned runs allowed. So Jay's into it. He's a fun guy, and he knows his athletics.
All right, let's talk about the three local teams in girls softball.
Number one, Durfee they defeated Coyle to open up the other day. So, you know, we shall see. It's been a little lean the past couple of years. So I'm going to have to probably say, you know, if they can get into the tournament, that would be great. Everything's gravy after that if you like gravy.
Right. Well, I do love gravy, especially
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
My in-laws call tomato sauce with meat gravy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think that's
I'm
a Rhode
still
Island. It's a
adjusting
Rhode
to
Island
that.
thing. Rhode Island. It's a Rhode Island thing. I think.
Certainly an Italian thing.
Italian thing.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Diamond and Conley when it comes to softball?
Once again, I would bet on Diamond making it in.
Okay.
And Conley, I haven't even heard a whole lot about them yet.
Yeah.
You know, they've, I think it's just if they can play some defense, they've got a shot. You know, I think we'd have to say Diamond, I kind of expect will get in. Conley's looking to be the surprise.
All right. Let's shift our gears. Another spring sport is boys volleyball.
Boys volleyball, yeah.
Boys volleyball. And what are the prospects for the three teams?
Well, Durfee is the only one who has it.
Okay.
And they already suffered a large blow. They have this gentleman, Mark Okori, who was, you know, a 4-year varsity player, and he was just really looking forward to the senior year. And I guess you missed my story, but that's okay, Keith. And he had what his coach best described as kind of a Bill Walton foot bone injury.
Yeah, right.
And they couldn't do anything, you know, short term to help me. He just had surgery a month ago, and he's lost his senior year.
No, that's too bad.
It's where a piece of the bone detached and lost circulation, so he's in one of those cast boots, and so that's like a little bit of a downer for Durfee. And he was a 6'3" athlete who could hit, who could do it all.
So unfortunately, they'll probably struggle a little bit.
Yeah, right now, you know, they're 2 and 3. They're kind of clawing, so you know
Yeah.
it'll be watched that fight to get to 10 wins,
Right.
or if it's 9, if they have 18 matches.
Right. Outdoor track. Good to have track outdoors this time of year. How do the schools look?
The team that jumps out at me at first, and it's been this way for a couple of years, is Diamond. They've had a run of a lot of fast kids. They also have some other like middle distance, but this DJ Machado has been around for a few years. He can fly. Ashton Bagan, who was their very good quarterback, DJ was their very good running back.
Right.
He can fly. And they have another kid who's fast. And last year they had a tremendous 4x100 relay. The team, I think they placed top 3 or 4 or 5 at Eastern Mass Championships. So I like to watch that with Diamond, the sprinters. Look for the sprinters at Diamond.
All right. How about the other two clubs?
The Durfee, like the numbers are low at Durfee.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of good girls, a girl by the name of Pavo, a middle distance guy, Cam Cabral, who's good. And so as far as piling up points and winning meets, could be a challenge. But as long as you have 3 or 4 guys to look for, and the big thing is qualifying for the Eastern Mass Championships. That's like the sign of a good individual season.
Right. Well, Greg, our time is up.
Already?
Already. And we didn't even touch upon any wrestling issues this time.
I know, I'm a little disappointed.
That's okay.
And
Well, I
like
mean, we
the
just had
George Steele
WrestleMania,
loss, yeah.
and this WrestleMania a little while ago. I don't follow it as much as you still do, I'm sure.
No, I really don't.
It's just like we did back in the 70s.
70s and 80s.
Yeah, that was it. Well, Greg, thanks again. We'll talk again as we get close to football season. I don't want to wish the summer away, but
I know, really.
We'll talk again as we get later in the summer for football.
Well, if I'm still alive, I'll be here.
All right, Greg, thanks. And that'll do it in sports.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Fall River Career Center. Regulatory Rate Analyst. Liberty Utilities has an immediate opening for a full-time regulatory rate analyst to perform analytical work of moderate complexity in support of regulatory proceedings and decisions. Job number 882340. Event and Activity Coordinator. Vitra Health, a home health care provider, is in need of a part-time event and activity coordinator to create, schedule, and coordinate events for clients in the Fall River area. Job number 8822868. Project Engineer. SRG Wolf, a global medical device company based in the Fall River area, is seeking a full-time project engineer to support the transfer of a new pharmaceutical combination device from R&D design to manufacturing through production. Job number 8812636. South Point Rehab, located at 100 Amity Street, is looking to fulfill the following positions. Occupational Therapist, job number 8815641. Assistant Physical Therapist, job number 8815651. Speech language pathologist, job number 8815649. Rehabilitation technician, job number 8815415. For more information on these or other positions, visit frcmedianews.org or call the Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. Earth Day will be celebrated across the globe this Saturday, April 22nd. According to the official Earth Day website, this year's message is all about climate and environmental literacy. Here at Bristol Community College, President Dr. John J. Sprague did his part in spreading the word about environmental health by giving this message to faculty, administrators, and students during a celebration of the day earlier this week.
Now, on your way in today, speaking of demonstrations, on your way in today, you drove by, most of you anyway, our solar canopy. Our solar canopy. Governor Baker came. Thank you. Governor Baker came and to dedicate the canopy 2 years ago, a year ago, July, August, and 3.2 megawatt solar array covering over 5 acres. It provides for us 70% of the electricity at the campus, and that's amazing. As you look at the other buildings, we have 11 buildings at the campus. At this campus, we have solar panels on most of the roofs to provide, again, sustainability efforts for us.
Meanwhile, one Earth Day event will take place on the Quickashan River Rail Trail on the actual Earth Day, which will be celebrated on Saturday. Active Healthy Living Coordinator for Mass in Motion, Janice Velazzo, explains.
And we will be having a cleanup along the trail and in the water. We're looking for people who have flat boats, large flat boats, to help pick up some of the debris in the water. It would really be nice. They can contact me or Julie, or go to our Facebook page, the Quickashan River Rail Trail Facebook page, for information. But we will be cleaning up the river and the trail from 9 to 12.
And you did that last year as well.
We did, and we've done more than one, and we will continue to do more than one cleanup during the year.
But this first one has some volunteers from Durfee?
Oh, yes. We have about 40 students from Durfee High School with their green team and their National Honor Society. We are so thrilled to have them. So, yeah, that's pretty spectacular.
Fall River area entrepreneurs have a chance to get support for their business ventures from a nonprofit agency called E4All. Executive Director Shelley Carduce explains there is a 3-month intensive accelerated program coming up this summer where entrepreneurs can work one-on-one with business-savvy mentors to help their businesses become successful enterprises.
Where we have weekly workshops. We bring in business experts from the area to talk about insurance and accounting and bookkeeping and presentation skills, social media, marketing. We also, the entrepreneurs that are part of that program, also have 3 mentors that will sit with them every week and talk to them about how things are going, and there's a chance to win money through that too. After the 3 months of intensive time, we check in for the rest of the 9 months of the year. So it's a year-long program.
Carduce also encourages professionals who want to mentor to turn out at an upcoming event.
We have an event at the Tipsy Toboggan, April 26th at 6 p.m., which is a chance to come out, talk to people that have mentored before, talk to people at E4All, just kind of see what this is all about. Also just a nice night to get out and, talk to some new people.
What are the requirements for mentorship?
So for mentorship, we're really looking for somebody with any kind of business experience who really wants to help the community and see things, grow. It doesn't need to be very specific knowledge in a certain area because everybody's in the early stages. It's really just any kind of business sense and just, open to working with somebody with a new idea.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
So this is Baby. Baby's a 3-year-old Chihuahua, and she's just a little bit overweight, as you can tell. She's not much of a player. She's not big on playing with toys, chasing balls, playing tug, that kind of stuff. Much more of a lap dog. She's a little bit on the more timid side, so a nice quiet home would probably be best for her. She had an injury when she was younger. Her front left leg there was broken and didn't set right, unfortunately. But she's otherwise healthy. She's just a little timid. If you're looking for a nice, calm little lap dog, she's definitely right up your alley. If you want to come down and meet her, we're at Forever Paws. We're at 300 Linwood Street here in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Today I'd like you to meet Rick. Rick is only 2 years old, but when he arrived here with his parents, he was scared of everything and very combative. As you see, he's not that cat anymore, and he is ready for adoption. And he would like to find a good, loving home that can give him what he needs. So if you want to come and see him, we're located at 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, and we are open 11 to 4 every day but Wednesday. And I think Rick would like to see you too.
Welcome back. The Fitness Challenge, sponsored by Greater Fall River Recreation, has recently come to an end. Program Director Anne-Marie Holly says the 3 months of the program brought out hundreds of participants.
We've had great consistency throughout the challenges, the nutrition groups, the walking groups, just really a great time. And the finale is going to be on April 21st at the Eagle Performing Arts Center at 6 p.m. It's $15 a ticket, and we just want everybody to come together and really celebrate all of the accomplishments that they were able to better themselves and their overall wellness improved, and we just want to really celebrate it and have a great time.
How many participants did you have this year?
We ended up with about 500 participants, and we did really well throughout the challenge as far as participation goes. We still have about 50 people attending every single exercise class, and we started off really strong with over 100, but then once you get the snow and all the elements kind of coming in, it goes down a little bit, but the 50 people that have been attending are super dedicated, and even those who aren't attending are doing things on their own and coming to weigh in and checking in. So I'm really excited to see the results of it.
That's it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m., but our online news site is available 24/7 at frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Donna Mata. But before we sign off, we would like to leave you with this footage of Diamond High School students working hard on a school project, building a house in the city. Good night.